Welcome to Ashford Rail Depot. Today we're going to be exploring the three sheds that are here. There's a chance I could get caught. I didn't break in. But today we're to document the history before this basically disappears, really. Sees the end of its journey before it potentially gets turned into houses in the whole estate. So one of the sheds, obviously, to begin with, and then we're going to sort of traverse our way in and out of each one. And I thought I'd start this side. There's no particular order of how to get in, but there's loads of pigeon crap. This is one of the office blocks. Would have been here. Well, that would have been there, that is here. Not sure if you can see that. Automotive plastics recycling. Because these units were being converted and potentially getting changed. In fact, one of the units behind me still is. So this is going to be a bit of a sketchy one today, because even though it's quite open, there is noted to be security around here and everything else. So not really much you can do around here though. But the thing that I'm really excited to see is the graffiti that's here, which is kind of weird for me, on top of the history. So stay with me, enjoy a history lesson. I'll see you on the other side. Bye. Located in Ashford lies one of the biggest abandoned sites that we have within Kent, that of Newtown Railway Works. They were constructed during the mid-19th century for the South Eastern Railway, when it was decided to move its main establishment from New Cross to Ashford. The site had seen many changes in its life, notably with one of the most important phases of construction taking place between 1910 to 1912 as part of the South Eastern and Chatham Railways. Made mostly of brick, with the roofs being of angled steel and sheet covering, not much of their original design would change throughout the years, with the workshops themselves having a range of around 370 metres in length and 60 metres wide. This range was composed of three main structural elements running roughly east to west, and each element was developed over four main phases. These elements were, from the north, the locomotive, machine and fitting shops with the main engine house, and then the central access covered avenue having arcaded walls, and then to the south the ranges of the blacksmith, boiler and tinder shops. It was noted that this would be one of England's largest train manufacturers when the building would cease its original use in 1962, but continued to work on the maintenance of heavy railway vehicles until the 1980s. And with this, the building is now the most completely surviving example of an early locomotive works, with three subsequent development periods demonstrating best practice at the different dates, and has been given Grade 2 listed status. However, with the ongoing development in the Ashford area, the site as of recording is undergoing planning permission to be turned into 4 studio complexes with a 6-storey car park, as well as 300 apartments and a hotel on site. Either way, it's rare these days to explore such a large scale site that has so much history. In fact, when doing my research, the amount of amazing history on this place really doesn't do a video like this justice, and only skims the surface of this once impressive place. So hopefully with a video like this, it proves as a reminder that no matter what its fate, this place for its history will never be forgotten. Right, so what I want to show you to begin with is this, which is one of these huge cranes that were here. It gives you the tonnage up there, all gold, and so the idea is obviously this would follow the tracks all the way down here. Can you see the parallel beams? Pretty much what you'd see in a shipyard, but obviously used for trains. I mean, look at these cranes that are here. Hefty pieces of kit. Look at that. Wow. And obviously there's loads of pigeon crap, so but it's very well ventilated, so it's quite aerated. But yeah, so this is the first shed, obviously, that we started in. I'm sort of doing this back to front a little bit, which has actually got a semi-intact roof compared to the other two. And then obviously there's that office that we just started off with. So let's just have a quick look here. See your fuse boxes, etc, etc. Again, there's not really much that's left, but it's the fact that we know now that it's not long before this place eventually gets turned into potential houses on the extension of the rest of them. So anyway, let's carry on. Right, so we're in the main workshop now, the main depot, the central one out of the three, and it's would have been compartmentalised into sort of workshops, etc, etc. So the one that we were at was here, which is a smaller one, and then obviously this is the largest one that we've got, and then we've got another one in there which is roughly the same size as the one adjacent. So without further ado, let's head upstairs. Obviously I didn't bring a torch with me, and there's going to be certain sections that are going to be slightly dark, but yeah, should be cool. So obviously you can hear the pigeons. Wow. That side and that side of the steps, and we're now literally on top. How amazing. The original light fixtures. Yay, Phoenix history. We've got the toilets. Look at that. I'm amazed these still exist, to be fair. Not going to be in the greatest condition ever. So that was a women's one. This is the men's. Which is just a is there actually an actual toilet for the men's?
Or is it linked up? Hang on, have I just gone? Oh no, look. Wow. The men's is significantly bigger than the women's. I don't know why they cover that up. They want to keep where you pee covered up, just because obviously that's historically important. Right, better turn this off. What power generators? Fuses. Wow. Not the best graffiti. So my only worry is that I'm semi-rushing this because it's going to get dark fairly soon, and obviously I didn't bring a torch with me because I didn't really feel the need to, which I'm kind of justified in doing. But we're going to be battling the light if I don't try and document this. It's going to be a question of documenting it as best as I can, but also being a bit Speedy Gonzales. Let's keep going. Kind of just backing up on myself, and then we'll head up further up. But I'll just show you this. Wow, look at the size of those vents. That's what the pigeons are. I think the pigeons are using the vents. That's why you can hear the echo. But, sorry, you probably couldn't see that. Those vents are huge. So, because it's sort of laid in and out, this is kind of one of those little parts of it that's sort of in between the two, like workshops. So they're all workshops. That's what I'm trying to say, but they're sort of interspersed. And this is the doorway that would lead us back into the main corridor. So I'm trying to do it the best logical way possible. So obviously that's would lead us into that corridor. But look at this. I swear there was meant to be really good graffiti in here, but I've not seen it yet. Wow, look at the size of this though. And when you talk about scale of abandoned buildings, this is huge, but unfortunately it's very empty, but it's very historically important, so it justifies itself, knowing that when you look at the walls, they'll tell a story. Oh crap. So again, you've got the two main sort of rails that this goes across. I'm treading on all manner of bird crap and snails and slugs. We're out in force today. Right, so honestly, the pigeons in here are ridiculous. Oh wow, look, so this is a turntable. Can you see the tracks? How amazing is that? And then looking up for where we were. Look at that turntable, isn't that amazing? Because it's so thick with bird crap, you can hardly see the original tracks. I'll show you what's in front of us, but I know we won't be able to get into it. In front of us, let me just quickly poke my head out, it's going to be a bit windy. So I'm thinking that's the paint store there. That building in the distance is the paint store. But it is just too derelict. Another turntable here. What an amazing piece of history. Unit 3B, that says on it. Have a look in here. Oh, I've just seen some amazing graffiti. Whoa! Oh wow. Right, well we'll come back to all this, because this is the last one. So we'll I think we'll make our way up to the top first. Wow. Some amazing graffiti in here. Let's say micro fleur Holland. Wow. Newtown Garage. Cool. So like I said, now we've got to the top, it's where it starts compartmentalising itself a bit more. Oh wow, there's that artwork. Right, okay. Ready for this? Look at that. Wow. Fortunately, somebody's added to that. But wow, look at that. No smoking. Oh, isn't that amazing? That is something so special. This place is huge, but like I said, it's so empty that you sort of get a rough idea of it already. Look at this though. Wow. Just taking some photos. Really is something special here. Really is. Right, well, we've made it into the gantry part of the machinery, and obviously I've frightened all the pigeons. The other one that was over there was just covered in pigeon crap, but this one is relatively okay. Obviously this isn't safe by any means. Joystick, buttons, fuses. And then we can, if we want to, climb right up to the top. So let's do it, come on. Right, okay, so we're up. Trying to... There you go, look at that. Wow. There's a knife up here. Whoa. Yeah, no, that is sketchy as balls. Time to head down, I think. Come on. Oh my, look at the controls. I think if there's any more that are accessible, I think I'm just going to leave it because this one's good enough for me. But the gantry was way too sketchy for me. That was wobbling all over the place. So, the moment something wobbles for me, I ain't going to do it. Especially on my own. Because even I know my limits sometimes. I'm sure a lot of you have probably done that, but for me on my own, no, because it'd be nice if somebody could spot me, but that ain't gonna happen, is it? Because, that's right, you guessed it, I'm on my own. Come on, let's go down. Right, well, I made it down, which was fairly easy. It was just like I said, I just wasn't sure about going across that gangway because it was, the moment I trod on it, it started to flex a little bit, and you know, better to be safe than sorry at the end of the day. But yeah, this is incredible. Obviously you can see that the light's starting to go a little bit. But can you imagine what they're going to turn this into? It's crazy. Hopefully turn it into Unit 2L. So obviously, like I said, there were some other buildings that are across the opposite side, but they're completely blocked and they're way too open. And like I said, from what I know, this place is pretty hot on security. So it's just a question of you know, knowing that there's every chance that something could happen, but if not, it's totally fine. Well, I mean, this is the interesting thing, is that the railway is literally there, finger of doom. Look at that, original shed doors. Amazing. Well, getting there. Slowly getting there. I think what we'll do is we'll head into Central One and then come back down on ourselves. But like I said, it's in and out. I wasn't expecting it to be so oh god, it's so many units, so many sections. Sorry, complete brain dead. But yeah, you can see that even though it's naturally dark in here, really don't have that long before the light generally goes, so we're fighting it today, but so far so good. Bare live wires, that says warning. Oh, look at all these chairs. Bugger. Can you see that says the railway gymnasium? That's pretty special. Looks like we might be able to go through there, although that might be a bit of an obstacle, but we'll try. Like I said, all of this is important because this might not look like this in literally not too long now before they might start working on this. In fact, there's a few diggers out there at the moment, so time really is running out for this place. Welcome to the gym. Well, there's a there's Dorian Yates. I won't show you the floor because it's literally filled with porn. Wow. There are literally, I'll show you from distance, sort of porn. Lots of it. Smith machine. Christ. You wouldn't know this is a gym, would you? Except for the obvious nature of the pigeons, but... Oh! Toilets. Yeah, I'm not going any further in there, it's disgusting. Is it footsteps? No, it's a pigeon. Oh dear. Sounds like a pigeon that's just fallen over. My God. Yeah, I see you. I see all of you. Oh my God. For those of a sensitive nature, don't worry. Obviously, we're not going to revisit any of those images over there. British champions, it says on it. Oh. Right. See, that is those old stickers that you remember from being on the trains. I remember those no smoking ones. Maybe you do as well. Let's go down. Come on. Oh, this is horrible. So this literally is at the far end. So we've done the far end of each one now. And at first I was getting the layout a little bit confused because it's technically it's 3 parallel sheds of this huge depot. I mean, this is just the depot itself. Like I said, we have other buildings where one of the other buildings that still survives is one of the original houses that was here. Amazing. And then obviously they've reconverted the other sections over there and there as well. It's mental. Oh, there's a bit of graffiti, I didn't even see that. Yeah, I think the building that I said was a house was probably a gatehouse, what I'm trying to say. Right. At least the good thing is we can just keep heading down now. Don't really care to sort of spend too much longer in here now. It's probably getting a bit boring for all of you lot, but for me, it's just to document this before it genuinely gets converted and we might never see it again. You know, it's this is important history at the end of the day. So we've done all the left hand side now, well obviously to our left, so we just need to do this final section here. That graffiti over there was absolutely beautiful, wasn't it? It's truly stunning. So I think from what I remember, what we went into just then was the engine sheds, because that was the furthest one that sticks out. I've made some notes, and then obviously these were the workshops in that building there, gym up the top there, and then basically all of this rest of this passage here. And you can see there's still these little tram lines. My god, these pigeons. Pretty cool, that bit of graffiti. Can you imagine at night if you're a security guard and you don't know that's been done? It's like a Slender Man, isn't it? See, look, they've blocked that off. Christ. Carpenter, Area 26. Not exactly sure. Green lorry key. But I'm just dealing with this. It's a good job I bought my gloves when I was climbing that crane, because that was nasty. Let's keep going. Probably the most open bit we have. Oh wow. Look at that. Beautiful chimney. Oh look, there's two more. Look at that. And they all converge up. That's brilliant. I'm assuming they're chimneys. It must be. Yeah, look, chimney stacks. Oh. There's a sign for the gym there. My god, those seagulls are just so loud. I think there's a battle going on up top. I think the pigeons are fighting the seagulls. I'm assuming these look like sort of, I don't know what they'd be. Are they like generator plimps or something like that? We'd stack on the machinery. I'm not 100% sure on that. Look like if you put a generator or something like that, but I'm sure I'm wrong. I hate to break it to everybody, but I don't know everything. I generally don't. Do you know what? I've enjoyed this for what it's worth. For what it's worth, it's been good. Microflare again, Holland, 2005. Like I said, this place has been derelict for a long, long time. Wow. Some fans. Is that common? So what would have fans in it? Oh, a cold room. There you go. God, if I'd read that, such an idiot. The cold room. Well, come on, give me some props. I did say fans, so obviously, you know, can only mean a couple of things. Right, what else? There's a double wing entry here. Oh, there's a sensor there, I think. There's a sensor just above. I don't really want to take the risk. Funny enough, there was a person who had told me where the sensors were. So I've been, you probably don't realise, but I've been skipping around them. Although one did sound like it went off, but that was a while back, but I could have missed that. We'll find out. It was down here that I heard that beeping, but I could be wrong. Oh. It's going to be zigzagging in and out now. Again, warning, bare wires. If you like the sound of pigeons and seagulls, I've spoilt you today. It's like ASMR for pigeons and seagulls. See, these are tiny, these are smaller, but they clearly were bigger at one point because this is all cemented in with some cement breeze blocks, aren't they? So at one point this would have extended, which we know it all would have been linked into one, pretty much like our one in the opposite end. And I've just mentioned sensors. I just want to point out, obviously I haven't broken in, but also don't want to trigger those sensors because I want to make it as relaxing for the security guards or the people who are looking after this place as possible. Obviously I'm not breaking in, I'm not doing anything, I'm not vandalising stuff, but what can you vandalise in here really, apart from obviously just graffitiing? And even then we've seen that and that, which have been the two best bits. Right on cue. Another piece of graffiti there. Gold. This is dreadful. Sometimes I think to myself, is it really worth it when you've got the smell of pigeons and everything else crap to deal with? We're fairly well ventilated though, so even though, you know, you're breathing that crappy chemical in, I'd like to think that it's not going to be too harmful for me because of how well ventilated it is in here. Like now, I've just got an amazing breeze. So that's the paint shop again that we're looking at. I'm not sure you can see that from in here. And obviously this is where we came through. There we go. So we know we haven't got long to go now. This is it. It's our final stretch. Christ, this is huge. I apologise if these videos are a little bit long, but the point is I'm trying to document it as a historical record. So basically the more I get in, the more documentation we have. And even though it is gutted, the shell of it is still important. And we know that obviously that alone is historically important. Can we go and have a look in here? There's a sink. There's a fan in there as well, so. Oh, and there's a chalkboard which says police on it. Interesting. Is there a label to this? No. Or it's just a workshop, a little workstation area, I suppose, with a sink and everything. I've seen mostly where the toilets are. So, let's keep going. So obviously, again, just to clarify, I'm not going to tell you how I got in, whatever. I didn't break in, keep saying that. Obviously, I've shown full respect to this place, so I needed to come here before they completely started work on it properly. And like I said, there are the cranes and everything that are on the patch of land, which means I can't technically go across that bit for fear of total exposure to everybody looking at me. Oh my god, look at that. I'm clearing the pigeons out, I tell you. Wow. The size of this place is just beyond comparison. It's huge. It's way bigger than I thought it would be. Even from when you drive, you sort of obviously you can drive parallel to it. And even then, this doesn't put it in perspective of how big this place really is. But then, like you said before, you know, you've got to imagine the trains, obviously the carriages, everything in here. You know, at one point it would have been really, really busy. Oh, look at this. Look at this bit here. So, it says small hook 3 tons, small hook 15 tons, and it was made in Craven Brothers, 1905, 25 tons, Manchester. Wow. Now that is impressive. Look at that. So that one, interestingly enough, has got a wooden gantry across it. And then if we look down here, there's a set of tracks here. There's another set here. If you can see that. Very, very cool. I'm sorry about the pigeons. Oh, well, obviously I can't do anything about it, can I? Goggles must be worn. Amazing. Right, so as I conclude this amazing piece of history, I just want to say thank you so much for coming along with me. I know it might not have been the most exciting video you've ever seen, but it was a walkthrough and it just proves how large this place is. And even though there's not that much stuff here, it's what is here that is important. I think we've covered all the main elements of what's left, except for, as I mentioned, the buildings that are outside on the edge. But that's because of two reasons. And now I was told this as well, so I know that I'm not missing out. The buildings that are out there are completely sealed up. Also very dangerous. I was told that there was asbestos in them. And not only that, you're exposing yourself to the potential security guards that are on the facility. Do I regret not walking across that gantry? No, it was wobbling, it was dangerous. Again, as I keep saying, if you do something like that, don't do it on your own. If I had someone with me, that would have been fine. Obviously, climbing to the top, I trust myself, but when you're walking across that, you know, it's just not worth the risk if you don't have at least someone there, just in case. I mean, worst case scenario, I'm falling and then I'm screaming for help, and then that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help the people who've just been into that new building. It's probably going to get me in a lot more trouble. Rather than if someone was there, they can at least say to either me, do you know what, don't do it, or one step at a time, etc., etc. Because obviously I'm filming as well, which is what I have to sort of put into perspective. But that's not me putting out excuses, it's just how I want to do it. I'd rather come out of here alive in one piece than go up to a gantry that's wobbling and juddering and not. So yeah, any more words of Phoenix history? Thank you so much for coming along with me. Hopefully you really enjoyed this video, and it was a nice little change of pace for everything today, wasn't it? So yeah, stay safe. Love to all of you out there. Please, if you'd like to, spread the word of the channel. Much love. See ya. Take care. Kapow.